Welcome, Libra, to your in-depth weekly astrology overview and zodiac forecast for week commencing the 23rd of March for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. Going to share with you the big themes of the week. Then on screen, your adventure on Monday always provides an influential backdrop. I'll then go through each of the influences frame by frame to give you a clear picture of what you can expect in terms of finance, energy, relationships, and work. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundell. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so now to help it to continue to thrive. It's going to be a week where Mercury is now direct. That's very pleasing, particularly around work or the details of situations which may have got snagged recently, very frustratingly. But there is a conjunction at the heart of the week between the Sun applying to the stern Saturn in Aries for the first time in 28 years. But that's your sector of relationships. What's the significance? That duo are also forging a truly historically rare as a duo, sextile to Pluto, the planet of transformation. I need to share that with you. There's also a quarter moon on Wednesday. What's that about? And then, as the week draws to a close, as Venus, your ruler, applies to Chiron, that could be very encouraging for relationships. So, on the screen, Libra, is your event chart. As ever, we need to just look at your ruler. There's Venus in that seventh house, but we have the sun there too. What about the moon as we go into the week? The moon is just applying to the restless energies of Uranus in the eighth house. Now, the eighth house can be quite complex. You could have a sudden insight into a deep emotional situation. You may even feel in the mood to just splash out on something late on Sunday, early on Monday that takes your fancy online. But if we look at that position of the Sun and its application to Saturn, it is emerging from that dreamy link to Neptune. So relationship matters are probably very much to the fore, but not necessarily just in a romantic context. But Mercury, the planet of discussion, is now traveling forwards. And if you have felt that there's been a mix of uncertainty, confusion, but maybe in a weird kind of way, brittleness around certain interactions, that can be cleared. But the conjunction to the North Node at the start of the week, because this is a water sign, is still asking you around life's practicalities or work to stay in touch with your hunches. But Mars, the planet of action, is in a fabulous link with Jupiter at the start of this week. And if you have been feeling that things just aren't moving for you professionally, you could take a big step forwards at the start of this week. But I think the key for you, particularly Libra, is that your connections or the connections you're having to other people really feel right for you. Because one of the big lessons of recent years for you is you've done a lot of giving, you've been very conscientious. At times, your emotional and practical needs haven't featured on other people's radars, and it's made you much more determined to assert your boundary. And that conjunction between the Sun and Saturn at the heart of this week is a point in case. Now, it could be around a work relationship, it may be with a partner, but just as equally, if you did meet someone for the first time and you really liked them, the stability that Saturn brings could see that tie be very influential for a long time. So Saturn can work in lots of different ways. It can highlight challenges and tensions, but it also can point towards where both people are really committed and sincere. Because Pluto, the planet of transformation, is in your sector of romance, but also creativity, the collaborations that you're developing, if they're good ones, can get stronger despite Saturn's role. If, however, they're weak, that's where you could be thinking very carefully about whether you want to continue. Now, the quarter moon, which occurs on Wednesday, is in Cancer. So the moon's going to be right at the top of your chart. Your emotions are going to be close to the surface. One of the things that could frustrate you this week, I feel, with things moving forwards practically, your energy is very very heightened by Mars is linked to Jupiter. You're up for a collaboration as long as it's clear and it's fair either way. And then you encounter someone that, however much you're trying to bend into their needs, they're just not hearing or seeing what you provide. And that quarter moon could see your frustration come to the surface. Because although you do prefer to do things in a way which does maintain harmony and equilibrium, you can be much more forceful if you need to be. And this could be a week where you will decide to be so. But as the week goes on, Venus's link to Chiron is intriguing. If you had a past relationship which left its mark, Venus can be very healing in the conjunction. But equally, if you're very skilled at advising people on relationships, which Libra people often are, but you never seem to get the relationship yourself, I think Venus applying to Chiron is an opportunity to think about perhaps the energy that you're giving out and perhaps shifting in some ways. Perhaps there's something about the way you are with people that could be refined. Venus can be about refinement, but Chiron about healing. Maybe you need to let go of an approach that hasn't worked for you and be open to a new one. So, to summarize the week for you, Libra, when it comes to your professional situation, Mercury direct, listening to your hunches in its conjunction with the North Node, and Mars's fantastic trine to Jupiter suggest if you're collaborating with the right people, a significant breakthrough is possible. Around all sorts of relationships, the other person or people have to respect your input. If they don't, the quarter moon can see your frustration come to the surface. But if you met someone new this week that you really liked, this could be a relationship that really develops into something very meaningful and long lasting. And when it comes to your financial situation, with Uranus in your eighth house, things may still a little bit unpredictable, but also your talent for innovation and seeing opportunities that are different is heightened, particularly at the start of this week. If you've yet to sign up for your free daily horoscope, please see the link below. It's fired to your device each morning and it gives you a chance to have that celestial pit stop. If you've yet to watch your vernal equinox 3-month forecast, please see that video on screen. Your Pisces new moon, that video. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, please see my testimonials below. And if you would like to order your personal horoscopes and get a much deeper understanding of your unique journey through this life, there's 50% off at the moment. Please see the link below for more. Have a great week, all the best, and goodbye.